It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Midday Show. Yes, and we almost got it off on time. It's 12:08. It's not too bad.
12:08, all right. Hora Latina.
Janet is in the studio. Janet just finished shooting Impulso Latino, which got a little bit crazy in here if you were here today. Nice show. Nice show.
Thank
The
you.
guest was really hopping and bopping. You have fun doing it?
Yeah, it was great. It was a great show. Who knew he was an artist? I didn't know when I started.
I didn't know he was an artist either. But I thought he was a
Pretty cool.
doctor, but he's not a doctor either.
No, he's not a doctor.
What is he?
He does business development for this place, Assisting Hands, which is home health. Yeah.
That's a whole different concept. The way he was talking, he sounded like a shrink, a doctor, an artist.
Well, because he's a very holistic guy. Like
Yes.
But very interesting show. More,
And his name in English is different than his name in Spanish.
well, because he says Hector Rodriguez in Spanish and Hector Rodriguez in English.
Today, yes, Dawn is on assignment in Washington, D.C. She went to see her daughter. That was pre-planned before anything happened up there. So we wish you the best, safe flyings. We have Jay and Sally in studio. And we also have, the corner.
The corner.
Yes, we have the producer corner. See, they don't know all of that. The producer corner, and today we have Danny up there. I think, Danny, you're missing your right wing. And they have no lights on you.
No, it's Friday.
No, because you have a green screen. They had to put lights on you. Hey, G-Man, you're supposed to be tied up already.
See what happens when
There's
the
no
producer
lights on
is
that
on
shot.
the other side of the camera. There's no light.
There's no light. There's nothing. And then they scream at me like it's my fault. But anyway, Impulso Latino, concept Latino style, Spanish style, Latin show. And we also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the upcoming ideas that we have.
Very exciting things happening.
We have a Spanish version, and then we're going to do a English version
Yeah.
of Impulso Latino, which we're going to be calling it what?
I'd like to call it the South Florida Beat. I think that's kind of cool.
South Florida Beat. I had the Latin Beat,
Or the
South
Palm
Florida
Beach
Latin,
Beat.
whatever. And the kids are actually working on setting that up.
Very cool.
So that if you don't speak Spanish, a lot of Latinos don't speak Spanish
Right,
well enough
right. To understand the whole Spanish show, so
and to interview. They get sort of afraid.
yeah.
You know, they get shy.
Yeah.
Like Sally used to get shy when she first came because she's a Brit, and she used to say, "Spot of tea."
Yes, I did. A cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
A cuppa.
Were
A
you
cuppa.
were you ever embarrassed when you first started doing your show because you used to have more of a accent. You don't have it anymore.
I've been here that long that my accent went since I came here.
Well, it went. Now she's trying to talk Brit, but back.
Yeah, it just came on a little
It
heavy
did?
there.
back in the day.
I have no idea.
Wait, how'd you turn that on?
I really didn't even realize that I was doing it.
It just came on a little heavy when we started
Really?
talking
That's
about
very
it.
Do you have like a button?
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
So flustered.
I
You made
think
her
you're right.
self-conscious, Freddie.
It's come back.
It's the art of the
The
deal.
cup of tea.
So spot of tea. Okay, cup of tea. So when you first started your show, what was it, 2.5 years ago?
Yes.
Did you remember when you had that accent flowing?
But I've been here since 79, so it changed.
It was just heavy.
Really?
And 3 years ago, before that day, when I first met you, it was even worse. I didn't understand a damn word you said.
But I hope that it's gone away now, Freddie, that now you can hear me and understand me.
Well, now it's English. I go to G-Man, he translates for me.
Oh boy.
Dear.
But you've been with us 2.5 years. doing
2.5
your thing.
years,
And you
yes.
guys, and Jay, you guys have your,
I've been here for.
you I always understood. Well,
Yeah.
sort of always
I hope so. I have that Midwestern, Midwestern
Midwestern?
kind of whatever you call it.
You're like John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I guess I could do that.
Partner.
And you guys are enjoying doing Inside the Mind?
Love it.
Love it.
It's an interesting
we're-
concept.
I keep forgetting that it's I always say what do I say?
I don't know what you
Doesn't even
say,
Inside
but
the artist's
Nobody
mind.
understands
the
anything you
artist's
So
say
I was
anyway.
telling him I'm getting inside the artist's mind.
And you point at him?
Yes. It says inside the artist's
But
mind.
aren't you an artist also?
Yes, but I
yes,
know.
she is.
But she's already inside her mind.
Thank you. I was just going to say that.
Aren't you an artist
No, I am not an artist.
or a singer?
I cannot draw a straight line.
Everybody
what I
is a potential artist.
I
Most,
actually
it's just
said
that most people may need some training.
I mean,
But it's intrinsic that you can.
I heard that she is an artist. She doesn't just wrap her head around it.
so I like to sing. You heard me sing at the.
You can sing.
Oh,
So I think
anybody
we're
can
going to set
sing.
up the karaoke. Can we do that? Set up the karaoke sing-along?
God, no.
We can do that? Would you sing for us?
Absolutely not. I am not a singer.
You just said you sing.
I like to sing, yeah. And I sing in the shower, and I sing
So go
to
get
the
the
radio.
hose. We put the hose out there and make it like you're in the shower.
No.
Because I can't. You don't want me to sing. I sing. I'll be the, what they call that, the backup? Way back. Way
The way back up.
The way back up. But I heard you sang. Somebody told me you sang when we did the shoot up that Friday. That you're shy, but you do sing.
Yeah, well, because we were at an event with Lucky, and we had the mariachis that we had on our show. And the guy started playing a song, and he saw me singing it because it was a song. I don't even remember what song it was. He saw me singing it from across the room, and he came with a microphone and put it underneath me, and we sang the song together.
So you sing for him, but you won't sing for us?
Well, that was in the moment. There might
this
have
is a
been
moment.
a drink or two.
Liquid. Oh, bartender.
Liquid courage.
Liquid courage. You should sing because I know that Sally sings as well.
Sally, you sing?
No. And I used to say that I couldn't draw a straight line. That was and suddenly I started to paint, but that hasn't happened with my singing.
Are you saying that now I'm
Well,
going
it's
to be an
possible.
artist?
It might happen with my
Like
singing,
you
but
can
I
stra-
doubt it.
if you do a lot of crooked lines, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. The art is what the art is.
Perhaps I can only do crooked paintings.
You
or-
do
Well, I
crooked
could never paint. I could never paint.
You could never paint?
No, I used to say I honestly couldn't draw a straight line.
So
and
now
then I
you're-
suddenly started
I
painting.
think it's so funny. People say they can't draw a straight line. Well, use a ruler. Okay.
Oh, that's
but
funny.
that's like saying. Have you ever heard the expression? Somebody got the short end of the stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How do you
got
get
the
a short end of a stick? A stick has two ends. Which is the short end?
Well, someone took the rest of the stick.
So maybe it was just a small stick. It was a little
And you ended up with the short end.
When we were growing up and we used to choose sides for teams, they threw a bat at you and you grabbed it. And then you had either this or this.
Right.
That sounds so
So-
violent.
No, you hold it.
Oh,
And you do this or this and then this until
and
you
then
get to the
to the
top.
top.
Until you have the short end of the stick.
Okay, that might be where
there
that came
you
from, but
go.
I could never figure that out what that meant.
That's
There
what I
you
meant.
go. You
It
got
was
the
choosing
short
sides.
end of the stick.
I always knew, because I would look at the person's hand, and I knew my hand, that I would do what they do with the scissors to make him go like this. And then,
Oh, the rock, paper, scissors?
yes. No, it's short end of the stick. You do this or this or
Oh.
whatever. You do what you do so that you can pick first. Because you want the best player first.
Interesting.
I was always the last player picked. Because I was the worst player.
So you weren't good at sports?
I ended up teaching myself how to play the game, and then I became better. I don't understand why you guys get a big kick about that.
I don't know neither. It's just funny.
It's the fret word in me.
The
You know,
Fred word.
it's funny because the producer in here who set up Impuso Latino, her name is Daniela. Danny or Daniela? What the hell's your name?
You don't even know her name?
Baby girl. What's
Highlight.
baby girl's name?
It started off as Highlight.
They even sing your name. And Danielle set up Impulso Latino today, and she always has a comment. Always.
Always wants to boss somebody around.
Always. And I'm hoping that when she gets married, that I'm invited to the wedding, because I'm gonna look at the guy
You
and
could be
say,
an officiator if you feel like it.
Oh,
You should be
look
the
at that.
well, I'll be the officiator. I say, I now pronounce you dead.
Oh, wow.
You have to make a speech at least.
I would do that.
I know you would.
I would.
You
I
like
would.
to talk.
But I would do a speech that you would say, wow, where you come up with this? Because I would compliment you.
Oh yeah.
Then I'd go have a drink and say I lied my teeth off. So are you?
So mean.
Are there wedding ideas coming? Or do you have? Because I only.
The thing that I'm
Hold on,
very
hold on.
stickler.
Before you say that?
I'm very stickler for a reason because I have success coming towards me. And
No,
that's,
yes, but
that's
I
all I'm
only
trying to
say-
bring here.
But I only say that because there was somebody, a Wednesday show that G-Man and I put together, Sarah Spiritual, on Wednesday night,
Okay.
which was a total mess back and forth and some of the things that we had to do.
I mean,
And then somebody wrote in, and I'm not saying it was her, somebody wrote in about asking a question, and I could have
just
sworn.
had the same name.
Just
Was it her?
both of them named Danielle.
Yes, it wasn't
two different
her.
people.
But this question was very similarly asked, the way she asked questions.
How?
And what was the question?
Well, it was about her future.
Oh.
It's a future.
So now she
That
brings
Sarah
up,
Spiritual is the sidekick
Ah,
that
got
she
it, okay.
answers
and
questions.
she brings up marriages and stuff. It was very interesting. The answer was very, very interesting, very powerful.
I know. I love watching Sarah Spiritual. Everybody
out to
should
Sarah.
watch her. She's someone that has a lot of recurring viewers because of how correct she is, and she really touches people's souls.
Yeah.
I really
And
like
if
her.
it's true, if that was you, you have a very powerful future coming. So I'm going to give you the $1 to play lotto.
Oh yeah.
All it
Great.
takes, $1 and a dream, right?
Well, that's what I consider this place is the lottery, you know, because it allows me to do everything without having a budget to worry about. That's
Okay.
what he worries about.
That's what the fedora worry about.
The fedora worries
I'm
about.
going to tell you,
that.
she makes my
Fred
hair grow
word.
back. She's the type of person that tells me, yesterday, I'm going to do the set. I need you out of my way, right? So I said,
They
okay,
come.
I'm out of your way. So you saw me making coffee and everything else. Then she tells me to sit over there. I said, no. You told me to get out of your way. I ain't sitting there. I'm way to the back. But that was a beautiful set.
Well, I only wanted you to sit there because you told me that a serious conversation was going to happen with
Yes,
our
but I
guest.
did it here,
Okay.
as opposed, that was a one-seater.
Yeah.
I needed a four-seater.
Yeah.
But the show looked great. The set looked great. I think that what you did yesterday also for the show, the Nanette,
Oh, yeah, that was
Chacon,
Oh, the spacing, yeah.
that was
That's
people were
the that's
impressed.
the biggest challenge in here is getting space for large scenes, you know. But I think we made it work.
And Nanette came from Impulso Latino, too.
Yes, Nanette came from Impulso Latino, and
She was
she
one of our guests.
And
and
had a
she had-
successful show.
she had a guest yesterday, ex-police officer. What is her name? Katie. I think?
Lisa?
Mary Kate.
Right, it's
No,
Mary-
that was her.
Mary Kate's what
company.
she
Her
sells
name is
now.
Lisa, I believe.
Lisa, and I bought her gift
Last name was
that she
Romero.
donated.
I remember
I ended up buying the Mary Kay. Me and Linda ended up buying it,
Oh, really?
and there was a surprise in the bottom for men,
Oh,
which
wow.
was fantastic. And she was here yesterday, and she did the exercises. So if you guys want to, do you guys want to do exercise on Thursday? More than welcome.
Are you looking at me?
Well, I'm looking at you. But why not? You usually come on Thursdays anyway.
Yes, I absolutely do.
You didn't come yesterday.
No, I did not. But I'm here today.
But
though.
she will teach you chair yoga.
Okay, well that sounds
Shoga.
about my
Oh,
style.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
her
yoga,
show.
lovely.
Shoga.
Her show gives that like slow pace that we really need in this
Right,
studio because this
right.
studio is always da 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 to the next show
And
to
there's
the next
certainly
show.
room for chair yoga. Right?
Yeah, if we did an event, I think that would be even more
Right,
wonderful.
Right.
She's awesome, too. She's
Yeah, I like
she
the
teaches really
the way
well.
that she does the show is she has a model
Yeah.
do it for her and she's talking to the camera.
Well,
I
watched
love
a
that.
little bit, I think, yesterday.
Oh, thanks.
You watched a little bit.
Supporting each other's
Yeah.
shows. I love
Okay.
that. Support all shows.
So G-Man's going to be doing exercise next Thursday.
Oh,
He's
She
gonna-
told you that?
He's gonna
You're
come.
gonna be her
That's
model?
what she told me. That
You're
you were
gonna be her
come in.
model?
Told me as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is the
it
vol-
sounds true, G-Man.
I guess you're gonna be the lead
You're
exerciser.
voluntold. You ever heard of that? Voluntold?
I've told that many times in my life when I wake up in the morning.
Now, isn't that a nice shot?
It is a nice
In
shot.
the that's called stage 2. Looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah, this is like a news. I feel like I want to spit news, but I
I
don't
know,
know
I
what to tell
feel
you.
very like,
I was
especially.
just thinking that.
you know,
It looks so
It
nice.
does look like a news.
It's like a
really
news
does,
set.
It
Yeah.
looks really comfortable and nice.
It feels good because I get to talk to all you
Right,
guys and
right.
still talk to the camera at the same time. That's
Yeah.
what I think it's a good
It's kind
spot.
of free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow, I did something right.
You did.
Good job.
Where's Zay? He not coming in to play the piano today for us.
Tuesday. Say's
Our-
coming in
our
on
newest
Tuesday. He's a new
producer.
producer who plays guitar and
Oh,
piano.
wow.
It was amazing.
So he came in here yesterday. First of all, he
His
had the
new nickname.
It was like food for the
his
soul.
new nickname is Beethoven.
Oh, really?
Zaytoven.
Zaytoven.
Zaytoven. But he came in yesterday and he had flip flops on. Did you see the flip flops?
He came in flip flops?
I seen you seen
Oh,
him.
oh,
I
So
saw
I
your
said-
face and I left.
Well-
Exit stage left.
Well, I
Don's
said-
gonna send a message again.
Well, I said to him, flip flops. I said, He says, well, I didn't know what I was coming to see, but apparently he's one of those guys that walks around with no shoes because he wants to be grounded.
I love
I
that.
like Chacon. So he goes over to the piano and he plays a piece that he wrote. And everybody said, what? It was pretty good, right?
Wow.
Pretty good. It was fire.
So I think Josh
some
asked him
points.
if he wanted to play
Yeah.
with the band.
He's fire.
So he's
So-
super talented. That's
He's
awesome.
very
Oh,
talented.
what? All of us were sitting here just like,
I felt like a
Wow.
ballet dancer.
especially
Oh,
right
wow.
after Nanette's. Perfect.
And I don't even ballet.
Nice.
It was a good day. It was all sorts of, and then he stayed because he loved the way they were joking around and everything they were doing, and it was a good day. It was
It
good, and
was.
we're welcoming. Hopefully, he sticks, he stays, and we see what happens. But I want to also add some piano music to your show.
I'd like that.
Add
That would
some
be
different
awesome.
elements on there, so that instead of just having the one interview, that set, you can have some other things. Like Jay is a magician. You didn't know Jay was a
I
magician.
didn't know that. You're a magician. No.
Yeah, he can make Sally disappear.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Thank you. And I didn't even notice.
But I want to expand the shows. I want to do more stuff. I want to do more stuff for your show. I want to do more stuff for today's show. Mama Ali's been texting me all week about thanking me about the piece that you put together for her.
Good, I'm glad she likes it.
She was amazed at how you captured him.
And we want to expand the Spanish language shows. We want to add more shows there and
That's right.
do more outreach into the Hispanic community, which is huge here in Palm Beach County, but we don't have the same entertainment, you know? So I think there's a lot of opportunity
Well, the
there.
show that you did 2 weeks ago when I went to Tampa, I watched that show across Alligator Alley. I watched that whole show, and then I watched you guys talk about it because you put the piece.
Yeah,
That guy was unbelievable.
Humberto Ibarra, he was amazing.
Wow,
He
it was unreal.
Amazing. The energy on him. Well, you guys remember the energy in the studio that day. I mean, I co-hosted with Dawn that day,
Yes,
this show.
yes.
And we brought him on as well. The energy in the studio that day was on fire.
He
Well, you
was-
guys
he
were
was
all
magical.
up dancing and
Yeah,
everything
yes,
else.
I
It
remember
was-
what you said.
Yeah, it was a
yes,
lot of fun.
you were very-
Magical,
it was very
magical,
good.
magical. But that was a
lot of
nice
fun.
change. right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter that it's English music, Spanish music. Music is music.
Sure.
But he he entertained and he did a nice job. And I'm gonna tell you that whole. I drove all the way across Alligator Alley. And when I
Listening
got
to
to
it.
the other side, when the show ended, I was on the other side already. I'm like, wow, this was unbelievable.
No, and he has a following. I mean, he's played with Shakira. He's played with some, I don't remember off the top of my head who else, but he's played with some pretty big and been on records with some pretty big people.
Yes.
So he has quite a following. So it was nice to have him.
It was entertaining, and
Yeah.
I think that they're doing something at the end of February. We're trying to work something out
Yeah.
to go and record them. You got to record it. You have to do it correctly, otherwise it
course.
doesn't look good, and it's just a waste of time. So we're
Of
still
course.
in the midst of that.
And he's trying to introduce us to one of his friends, the La Reina de la Cumbia, the Queen of Cumbia, which is
Now that music is very insightful.
yeah.
that has a whole different
Yeah, for sure.
feel to that.
For sure.
To that beat. But if you want to be even on any Latin show and you want to do it in English, we do have the beat, which is we're trying to incorporate English and Spanish, where there'll be a segment in commercials in Spanish. Now, what's happening, this is not a new concept. If you watch internet television, there are now shows like CBS News playing Spanish
commercials. Yes, I've seen that.
And I've been screaming about that for 15 years, 16 years. Why does your commercial have to be in English? It could be in any language.
Even on the radio, who does? I think Pollo Tropical does it, right?
In Spanish.
In Spanish.
Which is interesting because Vic is going to be here today. I'm going to ask him to do the Impulso Latino commercials on the air in Spanish.
Nice.
Because there are people that listen to the music that he plays, the oldies, the Jackson 5, everything.
Sure.
And then it comes a commercial in your language. You're prone to stay to listen to it because you didn't hear it in Spanish.
Then you might lose some of the audience because a lot
But
of
you
people
won't.
understand.
No, you won't.
But
Because
it's
there's a lot of Latinos.
It's a 30-second spot. A 30-second.
I found a thing advertised today that I'm thinking about getting. It's a thing you wear it in your ear, and it interprets
Everything in
the other
Spanish and
language,
English.
whatever they're
Oh,
saying.
that's
in the
I saw
Spanish,
that.
it'll interpret it to English.
I wondered when something like that was going to come out.
I saw
think it's
that.
That is really cool.
Steve,
Yeah, and I bought it. I did.
You
you
bought it?
have it?
Oh, you did?
So why don't you wear
Does
it?
it help?
Where is that?
I haven't gotten to use it yet.
Ah.
I gifted it to someone, so I'm waiting for
That's
their-
amazing.
Oh, well, you
For
can
the
give
feedback?
one to me.
Take it back.
I'll get one.
Take it
If they
back.
don't like it, then I'll take it.
Then how can you not like that?
I seen a beautiful example of a website that I was thinking for Impulso that had split screen, and one side it was English and the other side was Spanish. So it's like you go into that portal, whichever language you choose. you
Oh,
know?
that's really
I
cool.
love that because we do represent Spanglish. You know,
Yeah,
so it works because, like, are you saying people aren't gonna want to look at it? But
Right.
if you have that option.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Break
that's
the
neat.
language
Yeah.
barrier because
Right.
It's all gonna be English on this side.
Absolutely.
I-
Now, is Spanglish
That's English
an
Spanish.
accepted language
No.
now? Or,
It's
because
not a-
I hear everybody speaking that.
Well, it's not
and-
an accepted language.
It's not a real language. It just kind of
No,
happens.
It's something that just happens. Like Latinos, a lot of Latinos don't speak proper Spanish either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go to Puerto Rico and they're using words like parking and stuff like that.
But even if you do speak proper Spanish and you speak English most of the day because for business you're speaking
Right.
English, right? When you do speak Spanish, it slips in there.
Yes.
Like you think of the
Well,
word first in English.
Proper English is what she used to speak.
Yeah, well,
Well,
that's
that's old
Queen's
English.
English.
And the only old
That's
English
real
I
English.
have,
It's real English.
the only old English I have is the malt liquor.
I
Old
think
English.
we should have a language. They should call a language called American.
Yeah, American
But
English.
then they'd have to change it around for like Brooklyn American and Southern American and.
And
you know.
Brooklyn American is really special.
But this is the problem. The people in this country, no matter what anybody thinks, have come from all over the world.
Yeah.
So when you go to the Bronx, now why is it that the only borough in the entire universe has the word "the" is the Bronx? Why isn't it just Bronx? Nobody knows it as Bronx. They know it as the Bronx.
The Bronx.
I actually know this. I know why.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there was the family that established the Bronx was the Bronx family, and that's what it was always called.
And it
the
always
Bronx,
stayed that way.
and it stayed that way.
Now, when you go to the Bronx, they have a whole different language from Brooklyn. They got a whole different language. So sometimes on the morning show, the kids will say things that back in the day, meant something else. So we have fun with this. So they say, like, the microphone gap, the way you hold up your microphone, there's a gap. And depending on how close you get to your face, you're going to hear it better. If you hold it down, you're going to hear it less. And this is called the gap. But back in the day, there was a whole different meaning to all that. And he's laughing because he's the only one that gets the joke. I know you don't. I know you don't. You don't need to get it. All I'm telling you is that
worry
it does
about
happen. She gets it too because she was from Jersey.
Okay. We didn't have that in England.
I know because you was proper, huh?
Maybe.
I always used to think it was kind of funny. I mean, you know, to myself that they had the clothing store called the Gap.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You know.
I'm really missing out on something here.
Yes, you have to catch up
I
very
can
quickly.
use my imagination.
You should go with me to the Bronx. We'll go to the Bronx.
Oh my God,
I'll
that would
take
be
you.
hilarious.
You want to come?
I need to come too.
Oh, we
I'll
have to
bring all of
film
you.
that. We have to.
And we'll go to DeKalb. We'll go to all the places. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna take
Freddie
you to
in
people
London?
who know you,
Okay.
who know me,
Yeah.
and they're all gonna treat you like family.
Okay.
You know, they all drink out of a bottle. There's no cuppies. They
Same
don't
bottle?
do that.
Little
Same
shot
bottle.
with a little
The
finger.
same bottle.
Not with a cup of tea with a little
No,
finger.
no, they don't do the
I
finger.
mean, you could
This
do
is
the
Put the
wrong.
finger up.
They put the thumbs up.
Why do they do that? I've always wondered that.
I really don't know. Let's see.
It's fun, CJ.
Because Jay is from
It's fun,
is
CJ.
from
I don't know. I
England.
think
Maybe
they've
it
become
balances the
Americanized. I didn't see the finger.
Yeah.
Well, I've been here. I've
Sure,
been here
you've been here
a
for
very
too long.
long time.
Is your finger still rise?
Yeah, there you go. Let's try it.
Now, I guess in Britain, that's the finger. Now, in America,
This is the finger.
that something else, yeah.
I'm helping you finish that joke because I know where you were going. But you know something about the Brits? I love the Brits because when the Brits
Thank you.
fight,
Thank you.
when the Brits fight, they do it so politely.
Not really, Freddie.
Polite.
Oh, banter? You know how banter
They
works?
do over there with the roadman, fam? Fam.
No,
they
no,
throw
I know
acid,
that, but
man.
that doesn't start
Are
that
you
way.
crazy, man?
It doesn't
They
start
throw
that way.
acid,
You
man.
know,
They
I
were
feel like
gonna
that's
ask-
where banter was born.
They're gonna ask a
Yeah.
proper question first.
The roadmen
This is
throw
go-
acid,
that's-
fam.
That's going to lead into the argument.
You say,
So,
do you mind
Ma-
if I lose my temper in a minute?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Mary, I'm about to lose my temper,
Yes. I'm actually going to hit you in a second.
and I'm
So there's a
actually-
warning.
I'm actually going to smack my head against the wall because you're driving me insane. So I've heard it. There was a guy in here arguing with his wife, and it was so proper. And I just sat there and go, wow. In the Bronx, there would have been fists flying, dishes flying, all sorts of things.
Knives coming out.
But so proper.
Monty Python
Actually,
used to
this-
have a skit called Argument Clinic.
Yes.
Where a guy would walk into the clinic and he says,
I saw
"Okay,
that.
are you here for
That's
an argument?"
hilarious.
He says, "I'm here for an argument." He says, "No, you're not." He says, "Yes, I am." "No, you're not." "Yes, I am." It's just, that's how they would start it.
Actually, it's funny when English people swear. That is funny. It doesn't sound quite
Yeah,
the
because
same.
it's not swearing.
It is. It just doesn't
Now
sound
you want to
the
hear
same.
bad language, you listen to these guys. Their language, is like
I
a
can't
mystery
believe it.
language.
I
They-
don't
They
believe
say
that.
things, and then I ask, "What does that mean?" And then they tell me, "Oof, it's not good." Not
Yeah.
good. Come on, you can't deny.
I never said deny. I said, oh wow.
That's what it comes down to.
There you go. There
Now
you
in
go.
Jersey, where you come from, whole different language.
Whole
from
different
that.
language,
Because
yeah.
you grew up in Jersey and went to
did.
New York.
I did. I got to New York when I went to NYU.
Alma mater, NYU. We're the
Yeah.
only people I think in here that went to NYU. What year did you graduate?
I'm not telling you that.
What? No? Was it in the 90s? In the 80s? Did you
No, it
graduate
wasn't the
before me?
80s.
It was in the 2000s?
No, I'm not telling you that.
Did you go to Washington? Did you go to Washington? Did you go to Washington Square Park?
Yes, I did go to Washington Square Park.
Was the piano man there when you went to Washington Square Park?
The
was
piano
his
man,
name?
like Billy Joel?
No, there was a guy with a piano. It was all busted
Oh,
up.
yeah, well, he's still there.
That guy good is all
He's still there.
And you saw.
My son went to NYU too, so
Really?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, and he just graduated in 2020.
What was his major?
Finance.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Is the library, the Tisch Library, still there? That big
The
building?
library is still there with all the crosses. Remember the crosses?
Yeah.
So that every banister is all crosses because it's one big open like cavern, and the crosses are so people don't commit suicide, so they think twice.
Yeah, it looks like a World War II concentration.
We
Get
still
away
have
from
Big
me.
Ben in London.
Yeah,
You still have Big Ben?
Isn't that a clock?
Yes, it's still in London.
And do you know the London Bridge goes
And
up
Parliament
and
too.
down? The London Bridge goes up and down.
Well, bridges here do the same thing.
No, there's a reason I'm saying this.
Oh, why?
Because you know the music London Bridge is falling out?
down.
Okay, it's because it goes up and down. So they made a song because that's
London
one of the
Bridge is
first
falling
bridges.
down.
I thought
That's
you
one of the
were.
first bridges that comes up and down.
I
Okay,
thought
so
you were
that's
gonna
where that
quote
came from.
Fergie here.
Man, I'm
it's-
learning all kinds of things today.
Maybe
just
it's
making it
because
up as
I'm
we
a
go.
Londoner. I love London town.
Now, when you
I
came
think
from
of her
London,
wherever I go.
Oh my goodness.
we got to
Didn't
take
get it
we got to
yet.
take a commercial. I'm being told. Well, are you? Can you tell us some stories, some fables and stuff about Piccadilly Circle and all that?
Piccadilly Circus. Yeah, I live very near there.
Did you?
All right. So
I
when
live
we
right in
come,
the centre of London.
all right. So when we come back, we're gonna find out a little bit about UK. We're gonna find out a little bit about Jersey because you went to NYU, but you lived in Jersey, no?
No, I was living in New York when I went to NYU.
Oh, okay, but you.
take a vote, which sounds like the nicest city.
Okay, we'll describe each place and see. And where were you raised?
Where am I originally from?
Yeah.
Michigan.
And where were you
Michigan.
raised?
Ooh,
I
cold.
was raised in Florida, right here.
Well, that don't count. Where were
You
you,
went from
raised?
Florida to Michigan?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow,
Believe
culture
that.
shock.
And her?
Orlando.
All right, we're gonna take a break and come back. When we come back, we're gonna talk about who goes where, what, and why.
Shoot, hot boy.
And if you want to call in, let's get that camera out of my face. If you want to call in, 888-994-4995, Studio A. If you want to call in, and you can help us choose what place wins.
Ah,
We'll see who wins. We'll see what place was the best place to grow up. So you gotta romanticize the place,
okay.
or not. We'll see. All right, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. And yes, Dawn says a whole bunch of stuff, like you can catch us on TikTok and all sorts. What are the pages that we're on?
Instagram, TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok. Well, why don't you say it into the mic? Instagram, TikTok. No, they don't know. All of that, but you can catch us. You can catch someone if you want. Come on in here, catch the show. We'll treat you. How'd you like my new recipe for the coffee? Did you guys like it?
Yes, indeed. I liked it.
Yes.
Look, on Indeed too? Yeah? Wow, we're like everywhere. He just talks. All right. And yes, Dawn, we found the pillows that you ordered. They were next door. We found them.
Okay. That's good.
All right, so let's start. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where you're from. You're going to tell us about where you're from. And then we're going to vote whether or not you should be there. You know, you're part of that.
What should be back where you're from?
Not that you're going to go and be there.
Are you trying to send me back?
No. that you grew up there. Are you part of your culture that you grew up in?
Oh, okay.
In other words, do you fit?
Yes, yo.
What is happening?
I told him to make it like a game, like, oh, do they
What is
fit
happening?
where they're from?
Yeah. So we're gonna start with Sally, and Sally's gonna tell us where she's from, and then we're gonna figure out if the new Sally, today's Sally.
You know what's really bad? When the producer comes into the shot and
I know,
goes,
she ran out.
"What the heck is happening here?"
She ran out. We're out of control, Friday.
Freddie, I have a.
You
Do I
what?
say where I'm from? Or
Hold your mic up.
Do I say where I'm from, or they have to
Yes,
guess?
you're gonna say, and then we're going to
obvious.
determine whether or not you are still from there or you've
okay.
changed.
Oh, okay. That's a good.
You know,
That's
something.
a very good.
Don't ask me all the rules. We're gonna do it as we go along.
Okay. Just tell me when
Listen,
I start.
you get some of this. If it
Hi.
ain't sounding, you get that. How's that?
Hi, my name is Sally.
Well, so far,
You forgot the last name.
I'm from London, which is in England.
so tell us something about London.
Okay, London is a really, really nice city. They have the Queen who lives there. Oh no, she doesn't anymore. She died.
She passed.
She used to live there.
unfortunately.
Well,
She's
there
not
is a
from
queen. There is a queen that's
herself.
there.
She's not from there.
She meant herself
Yeah,
because
there's
she's a queen.
consort.
Queen
Now you do know
consort.
We
that
have
New
a
York,
king.
New York has a Queens also, so you're not from there.
They have queens.
I'm from that one.
They have queens in England. They have many queens in England.
Or, people or
Yes, both
What kind of queens are you talking about?
queens.
okay. So far you grew up in a place where there's a lot
Oh
of
boy.
queens.
No, there's a king now. Why is that?
She's been
noise?
assimilated into the U.S.
It's just highlighting you.
Okay, they're very prim and proper. They like
Prim and what? I'm sorry.
Prim and proper.
Proper?
They like
Did she say
afternoon-
proper?
Let her talk.
I can't understand her.
Can you
They're
believe
prim
this?
and
And I'm being so polite.
Just
now I'm
just
gonna
talk
turn
over
into
She's
her.
an
really
American.
British now, see that?
Shut up.
So far you're from the Bronx,
Yeah, I
baby.
don't-
So much for
I
prim
don't
and
think you
proper.
belong in England anymore. No.
You're approved. You're welcome to the barbecue.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us some of the things that you did in Prim and Proper land.
Well, I used to have afternoon tea, and I used to put.
Is
my
that a
little
thing?
Well, yeah, they used to call it high tea. Actually, it really is.
What
a thing.
time is that?
About 4 o'clock or 3:34, and then you have dinner. But you have dinner later. You don't like have an early bird.
Why is it high tea?
Because it's.
Because they
I
never
don't
go
know.
low.
Maybe what they put in the tea?
Is there a low tea?
Possibly.
Is there a
Like
liquor
high
tea?
tide and low
No,
tide.
there's just regular tea time. Tea
No,
time.
I think
Tea
I
time.
understand.
Tea time, that's a
It's
golf
called
term.
high
Thank you
tea.
guys. You're my friends over there.
It's
Thank
called
you. I
high
appreciate-
tea
I
because
appreciate the input.
4 p.m. is high tide.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
High tide?
Yeah.
So they have
High
afternoon
tea.
tea.
Okay.
Interesting.
Snap,
Okay,
snap,
so far you've had tea.
Yes.
Tea.
And is that what they give you, the cucumber
Yes,
sandwiches?
they give you. I was just going to say that they give you cucumber sandwiches.
Oh.
They cut them in half and they put a little bit of thin, very thin cucumber on the top.
Who's
of
that?
it.
Oh, okay.
You cut the crusts off. In order to have an afternoon tea, prim and proper, you cut the crusts off the sandwiches. And then you have tea in a teapot with a little cozy over the top. Now, no one knows what a cozy is, right?
A
What's
cozy?
A cozy. A cozy. Shall I
Come
tell
on
you?
in, Vic.
What's a cozy?
Come to the midday show. This is Vic. Vic is actually the owner of South Florida Oldies Radio.
Oh, okay.
In the house.
Hello. Hi, Vic.
So it's a property you show up now because we're talking about royalty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Bada bing. Sort of works, right? Okay, so you have all,
Yeah. Perfect.
so you have all these things that go on.
Yeah, but nobody knows what a cozy is. You don't know what a cozy is.
Yes, I know what a cozy is.
Okay,
The
you're
$1
my
million
friend.
answer. A cozy is what you put on a cup.
Perfect.
Right?
Actually, you put it over a teapot.
You put it.
Same difference.
With
Yeah.
the afternoon tea, you put the cozy over
Yeah.
the teapot.
To let
My
it
God, this
settle.
never left me. Okay. Yeah.
They have
Now-
beer cozies.
Is that to
Yeah,
keep
but
it
I
we
thought that was the
pronounce
coat.
them differently
That's
here.
a very
Don't
good
worry.
question.
Oh,
I
that's a
like that
Snuggie,
question.
the thing you
It's
put
to
on
keep
the,
it warm.
So you put a cozy over a beer pot?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. You put
No.
we talk,
A
Freddie.
beer
a
pot?
teapot. A
We're
teapot.
talking
It's
about
too
tea.
hot.
Afternoon tea.
So you want to keep the
teapot.
kettle hot? Is that what you're
It
doing?
keeps the teapot. They call it a teapot because you put the tea in the pot. And in order to keep it, because you're having a
You
nice,
put the
interesting
tea in the pot or you brew the tea in the pot?
because if you're having an interesting conversation with someone with afternoon tea, you might forget you're drinking tea, so it keeps it warm.
Sure.
So-
So we
The same
you
difference
start.
with the beer koozies. It keeps it cold.
No, that I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
He's
put
not there
the
yet
I'll put
with
the
you.
tea in a
He's
can of
getting
beer.
there slowly.
He's
So let-
clearly
so-
from the Bronx.
So let me ask you. So it's hey, listen, watch it, because so is Vic. Listen.
Oh, man.
So wait, we have the cozies on the tea in England and the koozies on the beer.
Well, what do you think we got the idea
They're
from?
not koozies, they're cozies.
Yeah, but they're different. There'll be different fabric.
That's something different.
I just don't understand why you have cucumber sandwiches, because nobody in their
Well, I
right
don't
mind
know,
eats
but
that.
someone must have thought about it because they put the sandwich, they make them very thin. And they
That's
put
all
the
that's in there?
And they put a little bit, I think it's parsley or cucumber, and a tomato, but you cut a tomato. You cut it up.
She switched up from American to
Americanized.
English real quick.
Well, give me a break. I've been here for years.
Only Vic eats tomatoes. So
It
let me
tastes
get this
better.
right. You put a cucumber, you put the bread, cucumber, a tomato.
No, you have to put
and
butter
mayo?
on it. You have to put butter on the bread.
Or you put butter.
You get a nice
Oh my
piece of
God.
bread.
What
and
kind
then
of
you put
bread?
Butter. Well, Hovis.
Too long on the
Hovis?
British stuff.
Wow.
Can we move on?
Hovis. Hovis is the name of a bread.
Hovis?
Hovis?
Yes. You cut it up very thin. You asked me what bread, so that's what.
Yeah.
Hovis is a bread.
Yes, it's a
Hovis.
very well-known bread.
Hovis,
And the
cucumber,
Bronx has
tomato.
Well, you don't have to use
and butter.
Hovis bread. And if anybody's listening.
Sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life.
No,
but
it's
okay.
actually
Yeah,
very
I
tasty.
agree.
What
You
is
put
it?
a little salt and pepper on it, and you cut it very thin, and then you eat afternoon tea with your little finger like this.
I think
Okay,
I
so-
skip
Sounds like it
afternoon
needs a
tea.
piece of
I'm
meat.
No,
sorry.
no, you got to have it because they shut the whole town down.
Yes, that's right.
For
And then you have cakes.
I
You
went
have
to the
little
Four
cakes.
Seasons and they shut it down. I said, "What do you mean you're shutting it down? We're doing recordings." He said, "No, we got to have a high tea." I said, "What?" And they bring you a vat. It's huge. Now, that's not the only sandwich. They have another sandwich.
Yes, they
I
have
hope so.
salmon sandwiches.
Salmon was
That's
there.
better.
They may have jam sandwiches actually.
That's okay.
No, they
Just
didn't have
jam?
that.
Eggs Benedict.
They didn't have Eggs Benedict.
Oh, Eggs
No, not for
Benedict.
tea.
All right.
Well, they might.
Then they
if
have
they're
that
really-
dry cake.
Oh, they have they have a lot of little cakes, like fairy cakes. I wish Dawn was here. She'd know what.
How about
She knows what a fairy cake
scones?
is.
They
Fairy
have,
cake.
you
They
have
scone.
scone?
That's what I was going to mention, and then I'll let it go to somebody else.
What is
The
it?
tea party for us.
What's it called?
We have scones with
Scones.
whipped cream.
Those
It's
are really good.
You have
really
stones?
Scones.
Scones.
You've never had a scone?
That's called a farmhouse tea. Seriously, actually, this is kind of
Yeah.
Hey, Vic, you ever had a scone?
I'm fascinated.
I'm not using
Vic's like, leave me out
I'm
of
actually
this.
learning.
They got me off my-
in 2 weeks.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, this is why we're doing this, because we knew you were coming. We're
Oh
ready
my
to prepare.
gosh.
We're preparing
hopefully
you.
Tell them plug.
I
He's
actually
such a
will be at a
cheater.
fashion show at Buckingham Palace on February 20th.
A
Grab
fashion
that microphone over your shoulder so we can hear you. So you're going to Buckingham Palace to DJ.
Yeah, I'm going on February 20th. I
That's
have
funny.
to DJ a fashion show at Buckingham Palace.
Are you serious?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got to tell you,
That's funny.
staying in London, so the horse, the guy with the horse and the red, with the big hat, what's their name? The guard?
A beef eater.
A beef eater,
A
yeah.
beef eater.
A
beef
eater.
eater.
Okay.
A beef eater.
So you
That
gotta-
I'd like to know a little bit more about, too.
But you got to be careful with the beef eaters because the horses are biting people.
They're not biting people.
Oh, yes, they are.
What do you
Well, they're not
It was
allowed
in
to
the
move.
news.
A beef eater is not allowed to move. You
No,
can do anything.
right, but what's happening is that people are going there to take pictures with the guy with the hat
Yeah,
and all
that's
that.
right.
So they stand next to the
That's
horse.
the Queen's Guard.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they're
the
kings
horse,
now.
is
The Kingsguard.
and the horse is biting everybody because the horse don't want you. If he doesn't
can't
like you,
believe that.
he bites you.
Where did you hear that?
I saw it on the news. So
Really?
this horse grabbed this lady.
No, come on.
True story. I'll send it to you. So just be careful because you may come back.
I'm going
with
in
one,
and out. I'm
you
flying
may,
in,
So don't
I'm
mess with the
DJing, and I'm
beef
flying
eater.
You may come back with one arm. And the horse fell in love with this other woman, a different lady, and she's all over the horse.
With the horse?
Huh?
The horse fell in love with a woman?
Yes. And he had his head in her neck
What?
and everything else. It was unbelievable. But this horse is famous for biting people.
Oh my
I
God.
can't believe that they still have.
I
the
will
horse
show
there.
you.
No, I believe you, but it seems very strange. They
I'm going to tell you, you
don't
Brits are
put the horse
strange
somewhere
people.
else.
I mean, instead of putting a muzzle on the horse's mouth or something.
But the beef eater's not allowed to move, so
No, he
anything
can't
could
even
happen.
No,
smile.
he doesn't move. And that's another thing. He does move.
No,
I seen
he
him
can't even
smile,
blink
he
his
sneezes,
eyes.
he moves.
Not
He's not
allowed
allowed
to.
to do any of that.
Yeah, he
Not
moves.
allowed. They have to just stand there without even.
But this
What if
guy
they
was
have to
a-
go to the bathroom?
That's just
They
too
can't
bad.
go.
They get
6 hours.
They get relieved after 6
6
hours.
hours.
So they
And you
better
should
not
see
drink anything.
the whole thing to get relieved.
Yeah.
It takes 20 minutes. This guy marching and banging his feet against the ground and going like
Yeah.
this, and then
It's a whole production.
and then they move.
And
What
you
happens
think
if
your
They get
job
paid a
is
lot of money
boring.
to do that?
Like, they eat.
They make a lot of money in the military. It's part of the military group. But it's an honor.
Sneezes or something.
That's like the unknown
I
soldier
seen him
here,
sneeze.
right?
Yes,
And
exactly.
he can get relieved if he sneezes
Yeah.
and the guy catches him, the head honcho, whoever he is, they relieve him.
They
move him out.
behead him,
They,
right?
no, they don't behead him. They move him out. They bring somebody else
They
in.
take his head off.
Now, there is no women beef eaters, right?
No.
It's
I,
only
not
men.
As far as I know, man. Yeah.
Now, it's not beef eaters,
Yeah.
it's beef feeders.
No, beef
eaters.
eaters.
Thank you.
It's like the
Eaters?
Like the
booze.
gin.
Like the gin. Where do you think
gin.
it comes from? Inside the lapel
Okay.
after they stand there for 6
That's
hours.
right, because the gin, Beefeater's gin.
Beefeater's
They
gin.
have the
that's
photo
right,
of the
yeah.
Beefeater on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where they, and they have him
Yeah.
with the sword and the whole nine.
Yeah.
Can you imagine marrying that guy?
I thought I walked into the after hours show. I walked in, you guys started talking about Beefeaters. I was like, this is just an after hours program.
Well, this segment here, we're talking about people that come from places, and we want to know if you've changed from the
finally
place that you've
figured.
been.
So can I
10
have the
minutes
verdict
later.
on me?
Well, so we're gonna do that after we hear the
okay.
others. Oh, you want to do the verdict now?
Yeah, let's do
I'm
the
curious.
The verdict now. Does anybody believe that she is from England? Nobody
Yeah.
believes it.
I
Everybody's
believe
quiet.
Very
Hi, how are
quiet.
you?
I believe it.
I think you came out of Queens, New York.
But I
So
South Bronx.
Just go.
the answer is no. You're no longer a beef eater.
Okay.
A beef eater.
They eat sandwiches. All right, let's take a commercial break because I got something to take care with Vic, and then we'll come back. And I think who'll be next?
So I'm fired? I'm out?
No, stay
Oh,
right
it's having
there.
fun.
Stay right there. No, but I just want to make sure. And there's some
Don't
people
go
in the
away.
lobby. I want to see who they are. You're next?
I'm next, or
You're
if
next.
you want to hear from Florida.
No, you'll be next. I'm
Okay.
dying to hear Vic when we come back. Well, we'll
Yeah,
do Vic
we'll
next.
do Vic
Okay,
We'll
do Vic.
do Vic next. All right. We'll explain it to you. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have Vic up, and then we'll go from there.
Ant Media Futures Foundation is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to providing college students with immersive opportunities in media production, marketing, business skills, and communication.
Interns will learn professional workflow skills in editing, video and radio broadcasting, public relations, digital media, graphic curriculum, and access to equipment to make a positive impact.
Ant Media Productions is a full-service production house with a variety of shows ranging from the Brooklyn Cafe show,
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a very busy Wednesday.
Sarah
Open your heart.
Spiritual,
Right here on the Oldies Station, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Call Me Zena,
By example, and that's what I try to do all the time, to teach by example.
Artist Loft,
Using that term more. Yeah, lofties, yeah.
and Gypsy Soul.
They love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Ant Media Productions. Please like and subscribe to all of our shows.
I want to be in first class. Champagne, please.
Dying comfort.
That's good. We offer opportunities to excel in the field of TV film production, social media management, video editing, set design, graphic design, sound engineering, journalism, and many more useful tools to help you land a career in the media business.
To volunteer or be a part of our team, or to make a donation of any size, please visit us at ampfutures.org. Help us to empower college students to create a positive impact with immersive hands-on experiences in media production. Help us amplify the future.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Those fingers in my hair that slide come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare. It's witchcraft, and I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, pitch, but one that I switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me. Pitch, but one that I wouldn't switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me.
What was that? I don't know. And we're back. Okay, so we have more additions, more subtractions. And let's go into this because we're going to do a segment at the end of the show as well, midway through the end. But we have Vic Canales, who owns South Florida. You own South Florida Music Station, the oldie station. You also own other stations, don't you? Don't you have like a whole umbrella?
Correct.
And tell us a little bit about your past, because people... Listen, if you turn on South Florida Oldies and you hear that music, everybody, I mean, you and I are always talking about the musics that are put in.
That's my era.
Yeah. And we were talking, Victor, we're talking about that the networks now are beginning to put Spanish commercials on American programming.
Yeah.
Now, you're Latino. You know,
Sure.
They call him Vic Latino. He must be Spanish, right? Have you ever heard of that concept now where they're putting... Not a lot, but some.
The new trend nationwide is actually taking American music, the American contemporary music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even as early as the 90s, or late as the 90s. And they're presenting that with Spanish imaging and Spanish language imaging, and then the voice you hear introducing that music and speaking on those radio stations is Hispanic. So that's like a new trend that they're doing. So they started that trend was actually big in Central and Latin America, and they recently brought it here. Miami was the first market that actually started that about a year and 3 months now. iHeartMedia did it on their Magic radio station, which I believe it's like 93.9, I think it is, or something like that. So they tried it. Cox later did it in Orlando. They turned a radio station, it was called Éxitos 96.5. They turned it into Hits 96.5. American music, Hispanic delivery. And it seems to be taking off. They recently just launched one in New York City, Marullo Media. They're out of LA, and they just launched one in Manhattan on 98.7, which used to be an R&B station. It used to be Kiss FM and then became ESPN. And then they just recently flipped it over to the Spanish format in New York. And that seems to be, the new trend, right? Keeping the mass appeal with the music,
Right.
but targeting a specific demographic with the delivery of the, by the jocks. So down here in South Florida, our radio stations, we're on 6 channels from Vero Beach all the way down to the Keys. We play strictly 60s and 70s rock and roll. We deliver it in sort of like an aggressive top 40. So it sounds trendy and hip. The imaging is fast, and the music doesn't stop. And and we're pretty much the only outlet that targets that baby boomer generation down here.
True.
So if you're 55 plus, you want to hear that music that you grew up listening to, we play it for you 24 hours a day. And then the hours that we don't play it, we present lifestyle-oriented programming that targets that baby boomer audience. So you're going to hear shows like Sarah Spiritual,
Yeah.
right? Great show on Wednesday nights on the radio station. She takes 3 hours of programming, and it's a call-in show. And she's a motivational speaker, and she's also a psychic, and it's really a great program. You'll hear some other programs on the station like Jupiter Joe Money Show, which talks about your investments and your annuities, and whether or not you're doing it correctly, or if maybe you need to get an auto shift or an auto balance or a restructuring of your annuity or your retirement plan. And then we have some other shows, but everything is strictly lifestyle oriented. You're not going to turn the radio on and you're not going to hear Red Bull gives you wings. Right, it just won't happen on that radio station because it's not the target demographic.
Right.
But you will hear Earl Stewart from the Earl Stewart Toyota Show talking about buying a car, and he becomes a car, an advocate, an advocacy show where he tells you the do's and don'ts about purchasing a car, and he has no problems calling out other car dealerships that do it incorrectly. So it's really great, and a lot of people ask me, they go, Vic, why do you put on these talk shows with the music? The reality is you can only play the 60s and 70s rock and roll music that we're playing so many times, right? There's not new music coming out, right? You're only going to hear so many Beatles songs and Creedence Clearance Water, and the Rolling Stones and the Beach Boys so many times before you say, okay, I heard this already. So we need to add some additional content for our audience, and that's where these lifestyle-oriented shows come in. So, we'll do talk programming from 6 till 10 in the morning, and then we'll do music from 10 in the morning till 6 p.m. Then we'll go back to some talk programming from 6 to 9 p.m., and then we go back to music again after that.
And it's a good balance because you get to hear some of the stuff that goes on, some of the artists and Moore's Life is in the house. They definitely are towards...
Advertisers of us, they advertise on our radio station as well. They've got some great facilities up in Palm Beach Gardens, which is, or West Palm Beach Gardens, that area where we're located. And, as a matter of fact, one of our salespeople, his wife was in the facility for a bunch of months for rehab, and nothing but rave reviews. Great facility, great organization, and they've been advertisers with us. And I'm not just saying this because they're advertisers with us, right? They've been advertisers with us for a bunch of years now.
Yeah, we've known them. I've known them like 6-7 years, and they used to be in this studio and at the radio station with us for different times. They actually taught me how to take the keys away from my father when he shouldn't have been driving anymore. You guys used to have this make-believe car, and seniors used to go in there, and they used to think that they were driving, and the car didn't go anywhere, and finally they handed over the keys because there's a whole process to this thing. So
I have 5 kids, so maybe you could teach me how to do that.
Good luck with that. All right, so Vic, where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up in Long Island, New York.
What part of Long Island? Because Long Island is long.
Suffolk County.
Okay.
Right? I went to Sachem High School, graduated from Sachem High School, went up to college up in Plattsburgh, New York, to SUNY Plattsburgh. And, I actually went to school to be a chiropractor. And
really?
Yeah. And, in the summer times, I would work on a golf course cutting greens and stuff while I was in school. And my senior year of college, I came home to get my wisdom teeth taken out, and I had gotten an infection, so I had to stay home an extra 2 weeks. When I went back to college, I had missed signing up for my clinical. So I was going to have to stay in school another semester because I missed that sign up. But I didn't want to just go back to work in the golf course that summer because I thought I was going to be done. So I ended up taking an internship at MTV, which was in Manhattan, 1515 Broadway. And my first day of the internship, they found out I lived in Long Island, and my job became picking up Dr. Dre at his home in Westbury and driving him to Manhattan to do Yo MTV Raps. So that was my internship task while I was learning the ins and outs of television, working with the folks over at MTV.
That's funny because I used to watch Dr. Dre.
Yeah. So Ed and Dre, and after about 2 months during that internship, they were presented an opportunity to do morning radio at Hot 97, which was a hip hop station in New York City.
Sure was.
And so I was Dr. Dre's Uber driver, so I ended up going over to radio and doing that with them. While I was doing that, though, I was networking. I was meeting people. I learned how to DJ from Dr. Dre. I mean, many people don't know that I'm not talking about the Dr. Dre with the Beats headphones, right, or Eminem and Dr. Dre from the West Coast. I'm talking about Dr. Dre, Andre Brown, and Ed Lover. Dr. Dre was the original DJ of the Beastie Boys. And so he had taught me how to DJ. And then he had a manager at the time. Ed and Dre had a manager named Charles Stetler from Switzerland, Swiss manager. And he took me under his wing, and he started representing me. And, I got my feet wet in radio. And then I was able to use my networking and what I learned at that radio station in Manhattan to get my first radio job in Long Island at a top 40 station called WBLI. I was doing the night show there. And I did the night show there for about 3 months, and then I was taken out by another company to go start a radio station for them called Party 105 in Long Island. I did that for a few months, and then I moved to Orlando. Cox gave me an offer to go to Orlando and start a dance station there in 1998. So I started a station in Orlando called 95.3 Party. And within 2 months, the station went #1 in the market.
Wow!
It was the first of its kind. Because of that, there was a station in Miami that turned on called Party 93.1, which was a dance EDM station that Cox had started as well. My time in Orlando was short-lived. I was only there for about a year before Clear Channel said we need to get them out of the market. So they gave me an offer to go back to New York City and work at WKTU in New York at 103.5 KTU, which was my dream job. It was the biggest rhythm station in America. Mm-hmm. And they gave me the nighttime position. So
that was the beat of New York.
The beat of New York, exactly, yeah. So once I got there, it's, they say it's New York City, right? It's the land of big dreams. Once you make it there, it's the #1 market, and that's when things in my career really took off. I started doing news commentating for Fox with Rosanna Scotto on Good Day New York, and then I was releasing albums and producing music. I was signed to Tommy Boy Records, then I was signed to Ultra Records. I released 15 albums while I was DJing and while I was on the radio. I toured. I did television. Believe it or not, I was on a show on the Bravo network called Growing Up Gotti. They actually used my radio show and the radio studio as one of the sets where the boys would come in with Victoria and do a lot of television stuff there. And it was just, I was at KTU for 5 years, but it felt like a lifetime because it was 7 days a week between television and radio. And it was fast. And I was touring, and, I would come down here to Miami, and I would go on Power 96 on the weekends, and then I would DJ at like Opium Garden or Mansion, and then I'd go back to New York, and I was just, it was wild.
Oh, you know what, you?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
My mom knows her as well. I used to go to the Beatstock when I was like very, very little.
Oh, wow, yeah. So Cindy used to do traffic for us, right? So Cindy used to do traffic, and so it was wild. So in 2005, I said, I had, diversified a lot of the stuff that I had done. I had opened up restaurants and nightclubs, and I was kind of burnt out. So I had gotten one more opportunity to do television. I was offered a position on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So I took it. I left KTU to go to Ellen, and that was short-lived. It lasted about 3 months, and I got tired of flying back and forth to LA or Burbank, right? I was taking the JetBlue flight from JFK to Burbank, 3 days a week, and so I was done. I was done with entertainment. I was good. I was eating a lot of Italian food at my restaurant, and the nightclub was only open on the weekends in the Hamptons. And in 2007, I had gotten a phone call from a friend of mine who I used to work for back in 1998, that radio station Party 105 that I mentioned earlier. He was selling it, and he had a deal to sell the station and another one, and the deal had fallen through. And so he had asked me to come back and kind of just like consult it and get it rebuilt so he could sell it. So I did it. I went back, and I had an emotional tie to that radio station because I had started it back in 1998. I had so much fun doing it that I ended up buying it, and I started a company called JVC Broadcasting in 2008 with that radio station. The other radio station that he had, we converted it to Long Island's first Hispanic radio station. It was called La Fiesta 98.5. And we built that company over 9 years till 2017 when I sold it. I had 17 radio stations. I had an amphitheater, an outdoor amphitheater that seated 7,000 people in Long Island. And I sold the amphitheater went to Live Nation, and the radio stations went to a venture capitalist firm. And then I moved down to West Palm Beach. And I didn't want to just sit home. And, when I moved down here, I was only 45. I didn't want to move down here and not do anything. So I kept the one radio station. I kept an AM, WSVU 960 AM, which at the time was called The Palm. We converted that to the True Oldies channel. A friend of mine from New York radio, his name is Scott Shannon. It was his concept, the True Oldies channel. He built the radio station. He's still on the radio station every day. He's a DJ on the air from 10 till 2. And we started the radio station. And that was in 2017. And, here we are now. We're on 6 channels from Vero Beach all the way down to the Keys. And that's my life in a nutshell.
Boy,
Wow.
That's an adventure.
So that's the man behind all the entertainment I've been consuming forever.
We were in New York.
In New York.
In New York City. Because we went to NYU. We lived in New York City for
Yeah, and I still, I still have an event company, so I still tour the freestyle and disco concerts the packages that come down here to the Hard Rock. So yeah, we're still heavily involved with that. I'm still producing music, not as much as I'd love to. I mean, that's my true passion. But if I get into the studio maybe like once or twice a month, I'm happy.
What kind of music do you produce now?
I'm still producing dance music. I still do top 40 dance mixes.
That's the passion?
Yeah. I still love it. It's still a passion of mine. I still love DJing. Like I said earlier, today I'm going to be going to Buckingham Palace February 20th. I'm DJing a fashion show for a new clothing line called Milan Breton. So I'm DJing their fashion show in Buckingham Palace, and cool. it's like I do these one-off things where it's fun. And down here in South Florida, I DJ once a month at the Guitar Hotel. There's a nightclub in there called Dare, so I do a party in there once a month as well. So
he definitely still sounds like he's from New York.
He definitely does.
Yeah, think so?
He definitely sounds.
I try my hardest not to.
No, but you do. The harder you try, the more you sound like it.
Well, Vic, nobody has the kind of energy that you're displaying right now in Florida. Everybody's very laid back. You are probably the most unlaid back person I've met here in Florida.
Oh, okay.
But that's the way it is.
You're a doer. You're a mover
But that's
and
the
a
way
shaker.
it is down here, right? When you first come down here, there's an adjustment because you're used to things staying open past 7 o'clock.
And things happen.
And at 7 o'clock, they're all closing.
Sure.
Not in your life because you probably DJ in the evening till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, so now the DJ world is different now. It's not the same as it used to be. When I was in my prime DJing, I was doing about 180 nightclubs and festivals, a combination of both, a year. Wow. Right, so I was constantly on a plane. I would do my radio show from the hotels. Right, we would bring a Comrex. Right, and we would do the dial-up, and I would do the KT radio show from the hotel rooms while I was traveling, or I would pre-record them before I left New York to go DJ. And I would go from city to city, and there'd be some times where I would be in the West Coast, and I would DJ a club there from 2 to 4 in the morning, jump on a plane at 6, fly back here, and then I'd be at a beach club during the day. like on the Jersey Shore, like at Joey Harrison Surf Club. You know,
The Comrex. I have a Comrex.
Yeah.
I bought a Comrex when they were still using them, and then the following year they went to the other system, so you don't even need the Comrex anymore.
Yeah.
But
I mean, back in the day,
Comrex-
everyone had like ISDN lines,
Yes.
right? Now it's you don't even need them anymore. Now it's all fiber and digital.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story that he has because it's changed his life over and over again. I mean, you have kids, right?
Five children, yeah, four
5.
daughters and a son.
Which is amazing in itself that he's able to stay
Yeah,
long
my
enough
oldest
to have
daughter is 26 and my son is 12.
Now, is your oldest daughter working with you? I've seen her a couple of times.
My oldest daughter, Michaela, she's a school teacher here in Delray at American Heritage.
Okay.
And then my second daughter, Madison, she's the one who helps me out at the radio
She's the
station.
one that comes in.
She's going to school to be a pharmacist. So she only works with me 2 days a week now, and then the rest of the week she works at Publix in the pharmacy department. And then my daughter, Miliani, is in the academy to become a police officer.
Wow.
And then Mia, my youngest daughter, she's leaving to Kentucky to play soccer at Eastern Kentucky University in June.
Wow.
So, and then my son's in 7th grade.
You stuck with those M's.
Yeah, we did. My wife and I, my wife and I have been together 27 years. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Congrats. And
Well, he definitely has where he grew up from. He still has la cultura. He still has the culture.
for sure.
Of doing
He
it.
made the culture where he came
In
from.
a lot of different places, yeah, absolutely. But we grew up listening to all those radio stations, and that was him
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Yeah,
Scott Shannon, I grew up also.
Yeah, and Scott's still doing it. I mean, he lives down here in Florida in Juno Beach, and he comes to the radio station 2-3 times a week. He records his show if he doesn't do it live. He's the big boss, right? I tell people all the time, like, my name is on the door, but he is the boss. Like, that's the guy that I grew up and I learned. He was my mentor. So at the end of the day, what he says goes.
Scott Shannon was also Cousin Brucey, who's still
Cousin
alive
Brucey, yeah.
in Miami.
Yes.
I joined his club or something. That he
Where
has.
is Cousin Brucey?
In Miami.
He has a club?
No, he has like a newsletter that you join.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
See,
so I
he
joined
still
that.
does a radio show,
Yes, he
actually,
does.
Cousin
Does
Brucey.
he?
Yeah.
Still does.
And his daughter lives here in South Florida.
Wow.
Those are all throwbacks.
Yeah, really.
Excellent. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll fill up the gallery talking to the rest of the crew in here.
Sounds good.
But yes, Vic definitely is a New Yorker. You can tell.
For sure.
Get the buzzer, I'm good.
No,
You're good. You're good.
You're good. He's Sally so far. We'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street, Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. If you can see their faces on our crew and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk, I'm eating.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-485-8801. 800-485-8801. That's 800-485-8801.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Well, there you go. There's Vic for you. Vic
My
Canales.
goodness.
That was a surprise. I didn't expect Vic to be here.
That was great. I just relived my whole New York childhood.
It's like a flashback.
It was like a flashback. And all those names he was talking about,
I know.
that's who I used to listen to.
I know. It's kind of scary.
Incredible, right?
KTU and.
Yeah.
And he's very good at spinning records and doing music. I mean.
Well, clearly.
I mean, he owns a. Okay, what are you doing with the camera?
Oh, here we go.
He does a lot of things with on the radio shows and on the TV shows and things like that. So, I've been after Vic to do more video work up there. So, I said we could use us to send it up if he wants.
He's super talented.
Still
so.
trying. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go over to Moore's Life.
Yeah, we have.
DeVille, before we go to Inside the Mind on this side.
We have Anthony and
Moses
from Morse Life.
Hold up your mics, fellas.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys having us.
And apparently it was Missy Fu over here that at Fitzy, did you run into them or did Dawn?
What was that?
Who ran into the guys?
At Fitzy it was Dawn.
It was Dawn. So you spoke to my partner, Dawn?
Yeah, she came to one of our, it was like a fall festival. And, we were given tours because we opened up a new building. So that's where I met her, and I followed up via email, and then she asked us.
Now, where are you guys located?
So we're in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh, yes. We went up to the open house.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was yours. I know Lucky invited us up there. Yep. We went up there. It was the same one?
That'll be us, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're a pretty big campus, over 50 acres. So we do have a couple of different buildings. We have a lot of open houses, a lot of events. So it could be a number of anything, really.
Yeah, because we have 9 different senior services on one campus. So every division will throw an open house or some sort of gathering, marketing event. So
it's a live-in facility, or?
Yeah, it's residential, and then it's short-term rehab, as well as long-term care. So, every senior service out there is available on one campus in West Palm Beach.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And they're the players in the game. Moore's Life is probably the biggest company that I know of, anyway.
Yeah. As far as a single location, yeah, because we're not a chain. It's a nonprofit, 501c3 with one location. Well, a couple locations, but the main location is West Palm.
West Palm, absolutely. Been over for over 40 years, so we definitely innovated and learned and did everything over those 40 years to really have a continuum of care for seniors in every aspect. We're not just an independent living or an assisted living. We have rehab, we have palliative and hospice care on site. We do have an affordable housing option and much more. So there's a lot of options. We really want to be a place for seniors and for their loved ones to really be able to have every avenue healthcare related and lifestyle related for our residents.
Amazing. And you guys do a lot in the community because I see you everywhere.
Yeah, we do. Actually, one of the things that we're doing right now is our Sun and Stars Morse Life International Film Festival. We're going to be wrapping that up this Sunday in the Evo Entertainment Center here in Del Rey. Just finished our last movie at the Kravis Center last night, Bad Chavos, and had the producers there for a Q&A afterwards. So it's fantastic. We still have tickets available for our Saturday and Sunday shows. So definitely check that out as well, too.
So this has been going on for 2 weeks?
It has, yep.
I heard all about it because
Lucky doesn't come here. She goes.
I know, my co-host has been MIA for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is this every day you guys do the film festival?
Yeah, so every year we have this film festival. This is our third year now. So starting this year's January 23rd, we started with an opening of Eliza Minnelli. And it goes all the way to February 2nd. So this Sunday we'll be ending with a French Italian and also have Q&A with the producers
cool.
after the film. So a lot of international movies that aren't coming out until later this year. Spend a lot of time. So that's just one of the aspects of things that we do outside for community outreach. We do a lot of education as well too. Really anything we can get our hands on to just contribute to the community and our seniors. That's what we're aiming to do.
So every night you're playing a different movie?
Yep, we have about 3 movies every day for the film festival here. And our residents do have the options to be able to come to those movies and be part of everything that we're doing outside of the community as well, too. So
And this is held at the Kravis Center?
It was at the Kravis Center. It's going to be in Del Rey at the Evo, just west on Atlantic, the Evo Entertainment, that new movie theater out there. So the last 2-3 days now are going to be here in Del Rey, or over in Del Rey.
Formerly Paragon Theaters, I believe it was.
Yep.
And EVO bought it, and what is it, tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday is going to finish off the close out of the film festival, essentially.
Is that the one in Atlantic? You go past the highway?
That's the one. Yep.
All right, somebody, okay, so this is the 4th time now I heard that they sold it. So somebody else owns that.
Yeah.
So it's called Evo?
Yeah, EVO, yep.
Is that's the one that has all the restaurants and everything in it?
Yep.
Yep.
It's a
nice
little
theater.
shopping center. It's nice. It's lovely. So we're looking forward to a really good event. Like I said, there's still tickets available, so hopefully we can.
And how do, if someone wants tickets, how do they get them?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go online, Sun and Stars International Film Festival, presented by Morse Life.
Awesome.
I got to tell you, Lucky did not explain it correctly.
Stop throwing my co-host under the bus.
Oh, I'm going to throw her and put it in reverse and throw her in.
Lucky.
She didn't tell me what you guys just told me.
Yeah. Well, she's a busy
She
woman.
is busy.
You know? She's a busy
She ran
woman.
out the door saying, I got to go to...
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And suddenly you guys are here.
So me and Lucky were at the opening ceremonies having ourselves, an absolute ball. So she's awesome to work with.
She's a lot of fun.
She is, absolutely.
Yeah. She is.
What
and she knows
time
how to
are the
be with us.
movies? What time do they start?
Yeah, I actually have a pamphlet right here that we can kind of take a look
Let's
at as
take a
well
look at
too.
that.
It's usually, 1, 4, and 7?
1, 4, and 7.
1, 4, and 7, yeah, that kind of breaks up the...
Is it the same movie?
Nope,
Different.
they're going to be all different. So still have 9 movies left here in Del Rey.
Okay, so
that you
what
can
are
still
the...
catch.
First of all, I'm a movie buff. I go to the movies every weekend. What are the movies that are giving tonight?
Tonight is going to be a little bit different. You can pull it up here.
It's supposed to be at 1, 4, and 7, so I guess 1 is already playing. I gotta look it up.
I think this is Saturday and Sunday that we're talking about 1, 4, and
So-
7.
So today, Friday, January 31st, it's looks like an independent first case, it's called.
Okay.
That's at 1 o'clock. And then
So
at
it's
4
on now.
o'clock is Eternal You. That's a German-American collaboration film. And then tonight it's an Italian language film at 7 o'clock called There's Still Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
And there
that kind
goes the
of
line.
closes it out at 7.
Okay, so over the weekend, what do you got?
So we're actually going to be closing out. One of the ones that I want to highlight is the French Italian.
Tonight?
It's absolutely, that's going to be on Sunday. It's going to be our closing ceremonies.
What's the name of that one?
The French Italian. Last night, I got to talk about this movie because I went and saw it, and we had ourselves a time. It's called Bad Chavos. It's about a Jewish family and a Christian family that are getting wed, and they're having a dinner party, and it's just absolutely bonkers. It's just hilarious. It was fun.
What time is that? Sunday at 7?
Sunday at 7.
And you could buy tickets at the door?
You can buy tickets at the door. I would recommend going online. They are selling out
packed?
pretty quickly. I believe we only have 20 left.
Oh, yeah, they'll get sold out. You
Lucky
better go now.
really explains things very badly.
She doesn't even explain. She just said, "Oh, I have the
She
film
didn't
festival,"
tell me
and then
any
she's
of
out the
this.
door.
No, I gotta tell you, in her defense, she gave me the book.
Yeah, she did.
She said,
did
"Here,
give you the
read."
book.
Freddie don't read. Freddie don't have time to read.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a fantastic. That's been now going on for 2 weeks.
2 weeks now, and it's our third year doing this. So yeah, I mean, really, that's just a small little tidbit about Morse Life and what we do
I
outside of the
didn't know.
community.
I knew she had a film festival, but I got that same.
You didn't
I
have the
was here
information?
during the speech
Yeah,
when
she
she
dropped off
just
the
kind of
book and
like
ran out of here.
said there's a film festival and ran out the door.
That's amazing. And you do it every year in January?
Around the same time frame. Yep, just depending on dates, but you can pretty much expect January, February.
See, if I had known that, I would have had you guys come down here during the 2 weeks and just talk about it and highlight it. And talk
Yeah, we're
about
right in the
movie.
middle of it. Yeah, because we
well.
still have 2 more days of the film
Two
festival.
more days. They're going to be
So-
good days, and
So
still a
everybody-
lot of tickets available for the rest of the films today and tomorrow as well. So.
And we're huge on volunteerism as well. So, at the film festival, you have volunteers, working that are affiliated with Morse Life, and we have a great volunteer program.
Yep.
So that just all goes tied together with our outreach and our, we're all about Palm Beach County and helping the seniors, and so.
See, I was going to
Great
say
stuff.
volunteers are going to volunteer so I can get into the movie.
Always an angle.
Always
an angle.
That's what I was doing. I'm not even part of the film festival. I'm talking about it already. I'm just trying to get my free ticket and get in
There
there
you
and
go.
see some good movies.
Well, we did a throwback to Hollywood deal with J.C. Dreesen. And Lucky, Moore's Life was actually a sponsor of a show we did. And the agreement was really, Lucky came out with this great idea where the first 10 rows, where the VIPs pay more, they were let into the movie theater first. And Moore's Life had 15 minutes or 20 minutes to talk to them exclusively and give out things. So when I said this to Lucky, I didn't know she was going to come with a little trolley cart. And she was right in the middle of the movie theater, surrounded by 100 people. It was outrageous.
Yeah.
So I said to her, you got to move your little cart. You got to go in the theater. So she took a little cart, goes in the middle, and you should have seen all these people follow
They
me.
followed her.
So I had to say to people, no, I'm sorry, you have to wait. Why do I have to wait? Because that's for VIPs. And I got into an argument with people.
Oh my God.
So then they went to the band, where they had a different color band. So if you had a band, you got to sit with Lucky.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing I have ever witnessed in my life, trying to get those 40 or 20 people, whatever it was, 25 people, into the studio to talk to her. It was hilarious.
Would she have goodies in the cart?
Yes.
Like little tchotchkes and giveaways?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds
I
like
couldn't
Lucky.
even get one. They were gone. It was like,
Yeah.
because she gave it out to everybody, the goodies, and then everybody thought that meant that they go into the movie theater. And we sold out that day.
Oh wow.
We had about 150 people in that theater.
That's
that
nice.
way. But Lucky got to talk to the VIPs in front. I mean, great company. And Moore's Life always has another trick up their sleeve, like what you guys are doing at the movie theater. That's terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just talking about bringing in information and being a resource, that's really, in all honesty, what me and Moses do every day for our prospects that come in and just want to see what Morse Life is about, what having more life opportunities is about. We're really just resources, so whatever we can do to help those prospects.
We like to use the words educate and inform, because we have so many different programs on one campus. So,
Absolutely.
Sure.
yeah.
So what kind of connections are you looking for?
Connections, I mean, I won't say no to any connection, really. But really, the biggest thing for us is we want to spread the word of what we can provide and how we can be that, again, resource for the community and for their loved ones and for seniors throughout all of Palm Beach County and more. So,
And we're essentially we're selling a lifestyle to
That's the
seniors
difference.
Yeah.
who are home, maybe not seeing their friends, maybe kind of in front of the TV, but they come to Morse Life. And our CEO Keith Myers likes to say, Morse Life is more life, meaning our activities and our socialization calendars are jam-packed, 4 or 5 things a day, musicians. So people come to us, they start to thrive, they make friends, and they truly do well in their golden years when they come, and there's a routine, especially. So-
Now, do you guys have the vans and stuff that you take people if they want to go to the Kravitz or if they want to go to the movie theaters? You have your own vans to take them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's another key point about Morse Life as well, too, for our independent living folks at the Levin Palace. You know, we offer transportation, whether that be in our van for a group of their friends or if it's a private sedan or SUV for our residents to go anywhere in Palm Beach County. I've been in a lot of communities from Texas to Georgia, here in Florida as well, too. We're the only ones that offer that service, not just for their doctor's appointments, but for anything. So we're still encouraging, you know, you're not coming into Morse Life to stay at Morse Life and stay in your apartment. We're really encouraging being able to branch out, find new beginnings, you know, just be in a safe environment, but also find things that they want to do and have some fun with, meet
So it
new
sounds
connections.
like you have programs for seniors at whatever stage they're in. If they're, you know, 100% self-sufficient and mobile, up until needing a lot of help and care.
Yeah, all the way from independent living all the way to hospice. You know, we have everything for seniors, you know, on one campus. So
Amazing.
I'm thinking when we do events at the Playhouse,
Yeah.
Lake Worth, to get Morse Life involved.
Yeah, we
in
should.
doing some of this stuff
We
because
should,
we wanted to have different places to do the movie theater. This was at the movies in Del Rey, but the problem is the movies in Del Rey only holds 130, 140 people. And by the time we go to different facilities, they bought, Morse Life bought a book, like 25, 30 seats. Once we start doing that, then other people start buying, and it's
And
too
then they
small.
sell out, yeah. and
It's too
the
small, and then
public
people get mad at me, and they're screaming at me at the door. What do you mean I can't buy tickets at the door?
Yeah.
So I told JC, you may have to do 2 shows. She said, no, this new place in Lake Worth has 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a better facility, holds more people. Let's just do more maneuvering.
Maybe you guys want to get involved when we do a show there.
Yeah, I mean, we're always welcoming any chance to get involved in the community.
Nice.
So we're always available. You will have our phone numbers after this, absolutely. So, I mean, feel free to reach out however we can be supportive for you guys and vice versa. That's the name of the game.
I love it. I love having Morse Life. Has always been a fan favorite. They've come in here. They've always been supportive. You guys were on a show with, what's his name? With Steve-O. Ask the Experts.
Yep.
Ask the Experts goes back over 10 years when I
Wow.
had him on there. And he brought Morse Life first, and this was at the radio station. As a matter of fact, if you look at the spinner in here, Steve-O's still there.
Oh, really?
And Dawn wants me to change it because the damn thing is 10 years old, but I like it.
That's history. That's nice.
It's part of what I did. It's like
Yeah.
what Vic said.
Yeah, yeah.
But Morse Life was there at the very beginning. I mean, I've been doing this 23 years.
Love it.
And Morse Life was at the beginning when I was going to the radio station. So,
Love
so
it.
welcome aboard. Now, where were you guys born? Where did you grow up?
So me, I'll go first. So North Jersey, born and raised.
Where in North Jersey?
So born in Patterson, St. Joseph's Hospital. Did my high school in Wayne Hills High School.
Oh my God, I'm from Union, close to Elizabeth.
Yeah. So Wayne Hills High School. Then I went to William Patterson to do my undergrad, and then a month after I graduated, I moved to South Florida. Found a job in pharmaceutical sales, and I had been tired of the winter, that cold, dark, dreary couple months, and I took a leap of faith and moved to South Florida. Then a year turns into 15, and here we are.
Where'd you leave? New Jersey when you were 21?
23.
23.
23, yeah.
Did you like Jersey?
Born and raised there, loved everything about it, was educated there, but I just wanted to try something different. I always loved coming here for vacation, always hated landing back in Newark Airport. So I'm like, I got to get back to South Florida. So I made it my home.
Awesome. Newark Airport.
Newark Airport.
What a
Good old-
nightmare place that
Oh,
is.
Good
man.
Lord, yes.
It's better than JFK.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is. In my opinion, it is.
No, it's not.
JFK, at least you
Right,
can,
someone else said it is
you
over
can-
there.
they can find it. Newark, they don't know where it is, and the planes are circling, and well, looking for the airport. Oh, there it is. Horrible, horrible.
But I love visiting though, and especially May through September. It's gorgeous there. It's beautiful. But
Yeah.
the other 8 months, I'd rather be in South Florida. Honestly.
So are you a Giants fan?
I'm a long-suffering Jets fan, unfortunately.
I love you already.
Yeah, long-suffering.
Yeah, very suffering.
So you're a
1990.
patient man, you're saying.
Yeah.
No, we have no more patience. But we got a new regime coming in, so it's all,
I hope so.
Let's paint it green again.
The off season, we're happy. We're
Yeah,
we
we
get
always
excited.
winners. We always winners changing quarterback.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even have an accent. You wouldn't think he's from
He's
that
been
side.
here 16 years.
But so what? I've been here 18 years.
It comes out.
It comes out.
It'll
The
come
Jersey
out.
comes
Yeah, in
out.
certain things. Maybe after a cocktail, it'll start to come out.
There you go.
There's
It's a
Jersey
cocktail
comes out.
drunkenness.
That's what it is.
And you
How
were?
about Anthony?
Yeah, so I was born in San Antonio, Texas, but raised mostly in a small border town in El Paso, Texas.
El Paso. You were a Texas kid.
Yeah, so my father worked extensively, throughout the day in Mexico a lot. So
Oh, wow.
worked for the government out there. So I was raised with my father and my grandmother, which kind of started my passion, if you will, in senior living. I started senior living when I was 19.
Really?
Wow.
10 years
Did
ago.
you grow up on a farm?
No, it was my father. So he was part of the DEA in Mexico, and those guys
wow.
are crazy. So he had like I don't know what to call it, a ranch of art and just crazy beautiful artwork and stuff like that. So
A ranch of art?
yeah, he's had a couple of goats and some things of that nature. But he's just a crazy guy doing whatever he wants.
I see you have like farm life in you.
Yeah.
Everyone in
He's a
Texas,
cowboy.
I guess.
There's a
yeah.
real live
I was going to ask him
cowboy.
if he's a cowboy, but I don't know if you're allowed to even say that nowadays.
No.
He's
Why
a good
can't you say
fisherman, though.
cowboy?
Because it's cowboys. So you got to say, are you a cow person? And that
Well, there's
doesn't sound-
cowgirls, too.
Are there?
Yeah.
I think El Paso is more Mexico than Texas. It's growing a little bit now, but I mean, we lived right on the border, so
Oh,
it
you
was.
did?
I mean,
Okay.
part of like my cross-country practices, we would just be running the border.
Did you learn to speak Spanish?
Claro que sí. My grandma
Sí.
only speaks Spanish. so
Claro
it is-
que
Claro que
sí.
sí,
Not
dice.
sí,
Claro que
es
sí.
claro que sí, clarísimo.
Claro.
So I mean, if we wanted to have some lunch, we were definitely speaking Spanish, even though we tried to not as much as we tried. But yeah, I mean, that's a deep culture for us, for sure.
How do you like Florida?
I love Florida. I lived in Texas, ran for my university in Texas, and we went to Georgia for about 2 years, and it was about as far north as I've ever been. And everyone kept on calling it the South. I was really confused. I was just like, no, this is pretty north for me. But yeah, I actually came to Delray for 3 days and decided I'm going to stay here. So that's kind of how it happened.
Cool. And how long?
This was about a year and 8 months ago, so very recent.
North Carolina South is the South.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting. Everyone said this, like, Southern people are very kind. I was like, no, I'm from South.
You're from the South.
Yeah.
And they're not all very kind, but okay.
No, but it was interesting. But I traveled for a lot of communities and saw a lot of communities and just kind of learned a lot. And still passionate about it. And yeah, happy to be where I'm at now.
Excellent. You seem like you guys love what you do.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
good.
I think that's part of the big part of it. I've been in a lot of communities where it's always, in all honesty, like a stressful feel. It's people helping people. That's not an easy thing to do, no matter where you are or how much money you have into it. So when I got into Morse Life, it was almost a breath of fresh air. It's the simple things like everyone just being so polite and wanting to help and really extending their arms out, not just for the residents, but for our staff and everyone that we have there. So it's been honestly, it's been a blessing. So it's been very fun.
That's wonderful. That's
He's
wonderful.
well versed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes a difference to work for a company that you can really get behind and you really believe in their mission and their cause.
Yep.
How long you been down here? Only like a year?
A year. It was just a year, January 13th.
Do you miss the cold?
The
Do
cold?
you need a snowball or something?
Absolutely not. I don't miss the cold at all. I miss people and I miss food. That's what I miss from New York.
You don't like the food down here?
It's not that I don't like the food
No, the
here.
food stinks. Yeah, it stinks.
It's
But you
just
have
not
to
as-
learn to eat it, as they say.
I've been doing
There's no
more
Chinese
cooking
food
than I
down here.
used to.
Are you cooking more?
Because my food, even everybody, my family says that my food is better than anything they can get in a restaurant.
It's because they want you to keep cooking.
Because but that kind of stinks because that makes me cook 7 days a week.
Wow, you do that?
I do. I cook almost every day.
What do you cook? We all want to
All
go.
kinds of
You
food.
guys feel like going out?
Just about to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
especially pizza. Growing up New Jersey, New
There
York,
is no pizza
every
here.
corner there's a pizzeria. That's great. Here, you kind of got to search a little bit. And
There is no pizza. The
Yeah.
Chinese food is terrible.
There's pizza. I can give you a couple pizza spots that you'll like.
There's pizza places everywhere here,
Yeah,
right?
but well, it's,
Oh yeah,
it's not a. It's,
yeah. There are pizza places everywhere.
The
yeah.
problem is the
The,
sauce.
the problem is they don't serve pizza.
The problem is the sauce. The sauce down here is a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
The water down here is a little bit iffy. Depends where you're at.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I mean, the bagel is a bagel, but it's just different.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Very
But people don't understand that up north, the water's a little bit different. It comes out a little bit different, and the sauces are better.
Yeah.
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 But you don't miss going back?
Well, I go back from time
I heard
to
you're
time.
planning in 2 weeks. You're going back.
No, I'm not going back. Why? Who told you that?
Snowstorm.
My son lives in Hackensack, New Jersey. So I go visit him. He comes here more than I go there because, well, who wouldn't want to come here, right?
I went to New York. I went up to see the Mets lose to the Dodgers.
Yes, you did.
And then I went up, and when I went the next day. I saw them lose again when they went out to L.A. They had the big party.
Yeah.
I had never been to Citi Field, never been, and I loved it. It was fantastic. But I did all the sites. I lived there for 43 years in New York.
All those years you never went to Citi Field?
I never went to Citi Field. I went to Shea. I never went to the Empire State Building. I never went to all the things that I went to visit. And I'm a tourist in my own town.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And people, I don't know what it is. They say New Yorkers are meaner. My goodness gracious. Linda went with me and she's talking to everybody in the subway. I kept saying, shh, don't talk in the subway. Don't talk to people in the subway. She's talking to people in the subway.
Oh, boy.
And the musicians are playing instruments and she's talking to them. I'm like, wow.
You know, that was culture shock for me when I first got here.
The musicians?
No.
What?
Everybody talks to you everywhere.
Here?
Yeah.
Because normally we walk around like that.
So, yeah, in New York, you walk around, there's just too many people. It's not that we're nasty people. There's just too many people. If
We're
you said
just
hello
scared.
to everybody that you pass, I mean, you would never stop saying hello.
Something about palm trees and vitamin D that makes you a little calmer, sweeter,
But
maybe.
my God, I remember my first experience is like, you're going around to Home Goods and you're going to Home Depot and this and that, and you're running around and you're trying to put your house together, and everybody wants to have a conversation. Everybody wants to have.
Everybody wants to help you.
And that was just so wild to me. I was like,
when I first came here, they say, have a nice day, you all. And I'm going, it's only me. They're saying, I couldn't.
Y'all is a very popular word.
But I couldn't get used to that. Going,
I couldn't get used to people talking to me either. I used to go to Home Depot in New York. I used to live in Home Depot because I had a construction company up there. And I used to go in and out. Down here, I get stopped every 15 minutes.
right, you can't finish something.
No. No things. And they want you to grab for something, they want you to get for something, explain something, la, 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 la. I'm like, what? But I've changed. I talk to more people now.
I do too, even though it's only been a year. My son noticed it because we were out to get, when he came to visit, we're out together and I was making conversation with people and he's like, do you know her? No.
You get a bagel Einstein and you talk to people waiting on the line.
Yeah.
It's like common here. You go to New York, somebody hit you over the head with a cane if you talk to them.
Is Einstein a sponsor?
No, they're not.
Okay,
They should be.
don't go to Einstein. Independent bagel shops only, okay?
Oh,
This guy's clever.
Listen, a bagel to me is anything that they bring in. To me, it's not the same. In New York, I have my own spots.
That's just bread.
It's bread. It's on the Oprah. And Jay, you were raised in Florida, but where
I
did
was
you
raised in
originally
Florida,
come?
yes.
Where did you originally come from?
Originally, I was born in Michigan, and that explains my Midwestern accent, that I have none.
You have none.
I know.
You don't belong in Michigan. Is it true that the mosquitoes are about this big in Michigan?
Just about.
Because of the
And
lake,
lots
the
of
Great
them.
Lakes?
And lots of them, yeah.
Because of the lakes, right?
Lakes, yeah. There's lakes everywhere
And
in
it's
Michigan.
cold.
Florida has lakes everywhere too, but that's about the only similarity.
Florida has retention ponds. Because all the water got to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they make retention ponds.
that was
and
a
then it
fancy
evaporates.
name for lakes.
No, those aren't lakes. Those are retention
Yes, I
ponds.
thought it was just a fancy name.
No, they're retention. They hold water
Right.
so that it evaporates.
Right.
So that's why Florida always has evaporation. It's always humid down here because of all the retention ponds.
Well, it's
which
got to
is
go
amazing.
somewhere.
In New York, they put it down a tube and it goes into the ocean or something.
And in England, it turns into fog, I guess.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, where the hell does all the fog come from?
It's gone away now. I don't think
It's gone
anything
away?
like it. Well, it's
Well, the
nothing
earth
like
is
it
heated
used to.
up. Where
It was bad from when I grew up. Fog was ridiculous.
and it always rains at night on that island.
No, it used to. It's changed. The
It's
climate's
not
changed.
rainy as it used to
Nothing like it was, and it's very hot in England in the summers, which we never had.
In
that.
the winter, it snows?
It does, yeah.
It does.
It's been known to snow. Yeah, it does.
It's been known to snow.
Yeah, I've been here so long. This is more my home. But
When was the last time you were there?
Not that long ago. I went with Steve about 3 years,
Okay.
2 years ago.
Has it
2 years ago.
changed?
Yeah, it has. I mean, the streets, because London is crowded and the streets are very narrow, so they make a lot of one ways now. I used to drive all the time in London, but
Do you still have friends and family there?
yeah, I have some. I have more over here now.
Jay, do you go back to Michigan?
I went back a few years ago. It was the first time I had gone back in 50 years.
Wow.
And, everything is quite different.
I bet.
Or at least from my viewpoint, not seeing it as a child, but seeing it as an adult. Things were quite different. I thought the trees were bigger and more trees, and things just looked different.
There were flowers back 50 years ago. Now they're trees.
Now they're trees. Yeah.
Well, maybe you were just smaller.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I was smaller. Things looked big back then, but now they're...
he's taller now.
That's just it.
Yeah, but the trees got taller
You went
too.
from here to there.
And it's just but it's a beautiful state. I'll say that. I really enjoyed it because what I did, I went up and I toured the state. I went all up around. If you're familiar with Michigan, the Lower Peninsula, it's like Florida. There's water around the whole circumference of around the peninsula, and then I went up to the Upper Peninsula, which is the northern part of Michigan. And that was great too. That it's kind of Canada, but not really.
Kind of Canada.
It's kind of. I mean, it's.
Is it in Canada?
Canada light.
Not really.
Not really. What, you cross the street, you're in Canada. You stay in this.
Basically,
Really?
yeah. You cross the street, you're over there, and
hilarious.
I went to Mackinac Island, which is a beautiful place that they don't allow
No, he did not.
any automobiles or anything there, and
There's no cars?
it's all horse-drawn and no
horses,
bicycles and horse-drawn carriages. That's it.
Really?
Wow.
And it's,
Now that's where I would like to live.
Did you go back
it's
in
really,
time?
really a different place and very.
Did you ride a horse? Because we got a cowboy here to teach you how to do it.
I rode in a horse-drawn carriage.
Did you?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was.
I did that in Central Park.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yes. And unfortunately, when I did it in Central Park, I ended up getting married or engaged or something, maybe divorced, one or the other. So I don't do those anymore.
They're dangerous.
Oh, yes. All right, good enough. So you don't sound like a Michigan guy either. So the only one really who got
I
the
don't know what
bell.
a Michigan guy sounds like, so.
Not like that.
Okay.
With Sally. Sally, you still sound British.
I really do?
Yeah, you do.
Oh my gosh.
It's less now, but you still do.
You still do.
And you
It's
don't sound
funny.
like you're from Jersey. You don't sound like a Jersey
Everybody
girl.
here says I sound very English, but when I come back to England, they all say I sound very American. So
Well, that's because
it is what it is.
it's but the T. Now you sound like you're from Jersey, but you have a different accent than she does. Yours is harsher,
Thanks.
but yours is not as harsh. Which I'm surprised because she's been here shorter than time
Yeah,
than you.
well, that's true. But I left New Jersey a long time ago. I was in
A
New
year.
York.
New York and Jersey the same thing.
They're not.
I had bowling alleys in New York and
People from New
Jersey.
York don't like to say that.
They are not the
Well,
same.
North Jersey and New York are similar. South Jersey, that's a different ballgame. That's
South
Philly.
Jersey is where they got
That's
all the, they got all the twisted
People from
sisters
Jersey,
down there.
People in the city who are like, you're from Jersey, it's different.
I had a bowling alley in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Did you?
Yeah, that's South Jersey. That's
Yeah, Princeton. Close to Princeton.
Yeah.
Is that close to
it's pretty
Princeton?
there,
Cherry Hill. yeah,
I
it's not too
only
far.
went there and home because it took me 2 hours to get there. But I made a fortune in that place. Finally, we sold it because it was just so much distance from Manhattan. I didn't want to do it.
That's a lot from Manhattan, yeah.
I did it for 2 years.
Good old Turnpike. You were taking the Turnpike.
I hit that smelly turnpike, yes. Went by the Meadowlands and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Stinky, stinky. And then somebody said Hackensack?
Yeah, my son lives there.
Janet's son lives.
There is a place. Where was the boat on the water that went down in the hurricane? There was a restaurant on the water on the Hudson.
Oh.
What was the name of that
Yeah.
restaurant?
Oof, I don't remember.
But you know that town?
I do, yeah.
But that town, there was a bowling alley in there that I repaired, and Howard Stearns did his Christmas show there, and I got to meet Howard there. And then I found out when Sandy came along, he took it out, It destroyed the restaurant on the water. So there's a lot of history, a lot of good stuff happened in Jersey. Jersey's an interesting town. It's a lot of different.
The World Cup final is going to be, I think, MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
In 2026.
Well, I heard also that Miami's going to be involved in the World Cup next year, no?
Yeah, the stadiums are up and down the East Coast for the World Cup. Yeah, I think Atlanta, Miami.
You're big soccer fans? You guys like soccer?
Yeah, I'm a gunner.
You're a gunner?
Arsenal
Oh,
fan.
really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't understand the sport. I just watched the final. The last game. Simple. All right. Anyway, thank all of you for showing up today. It was an improv show. It
was fun.
Fortunate to have some improv. It was fun.
Thank you. On behalf of everybody, it was an honor and a privilege to be here. So
thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you for coming.
Nice coming.
Yeah,
Don't
thank
be
you.
strangers. You guys are always welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll leave some of my cards for you as well too. I mean, we're happy to get involved wherever we can.
Absolutely. Excellent. And Janet, thank you for sharing the spotlight with me today.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Stay tuned. We're going to have Inside the Mind with Sally and Jay. They're going to come next. I was going to invite you guys if you wanted to do another set. We have another set after this if you can. It's an interesting show as well. Look at your calendars. Can you do it?
I have another appointment here in an hour. I've got to get back over to West Palm, and I'm assuming traffic's going to be something crazy. But
Not at this time. You'll be fine.
hopefully.
Anything after 3, then watch out.
Yeah.
This is Friday.
Yeah, that's true.
After 3, watch out.
Yeah, I'll have to have some more people. So.
Okay, very good. All right, so.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you. This is really cool.
Excellent.
I wasn't expecting this, to be quite honest.
Me neither.
What were you imagining?
I didn't think there's going to be cameras or anything. I thought I was just.
Yeah,
you didn't know about the cameras?
They should have told you. They should have told you.
I told Moses that there were going to be cameras.
Anyway,
Moses doesn't talk to me
we're
that
gonna
much.
We're going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. We'll see you Monday. Daughter will be back fresh and early for the morning show at 9:30. Jay seems to see and hear every morning show that we do. I'm going to ask you to call in Monday.
Ooh.
I have an idea for you. Any last words?
No, just thank you for having me today, and everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you all soon.
All right, we'll see you next Monday, and don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.